The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the 9 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships from Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Hyundai, Ford, Kia, and Nissan, with locations in Webster, Henrietta, Greece, Penfield, Fairport, and Canandaigua. Online at visionauto.com. Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us at the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Every week at this time, we take a comprehensive look at sports in Section 5 and in Monroe County in particular, and we begin with our honor roll of high school teams. At number 3, we have the Brighton girls soccer team. Someone finally beat Pittsford Mendon, and it was the Barons. Charlotte Williams got the game's only goal. At number 2, the Monroe girls volleyball team, the Red Jackets, won the Rochester City League Championship. And at number 1, another girls volleyball team, Webster Schroeder. The Warriors knocked off once beaten Penfield and then undefeated Pittsford Sutherland back-to-back. Amanda Mozak had 102 assists, 40 against the Patriots and 62 against the Knights. Which brings us to the streets of Hilton, where being a small town is a badge of honor. It's small-town America personified. In places like Hilton, they still enjoy a homecoming parade. Marching band, high school floats, the whole 9 yards, and you don't necessarily need to be a sports fan to appreciate Spirit Week.
It was very fun, very colorful, very spirited, much like today.
The junior class was celebrating the 60s.
Hilton!
It's been awesome. Ending it with this big parade, it's so cool. It makes you feel like a big family. It makes you happy to live in Hilton and homecoming, lots of spirit, and it's super fun.
The destination was the high school, where the football team was playing its homecoming game against Webster Schroeder. It was also its last home game of the season, as well as its first, on a brand new turf field, Titan Turf, the same that you'll find at Ralph Wilson Stadium. The new Dick LeBeau field is the centerpiece of a school improvement project. What makes Hilton special, do you think?
I think because we are a single district, I think that makes life easier. I think the community and town, and I think everybody's working for the same goals.
The project took the better part of 5 months to complete. It included a new press box, lights and bleachers. Soccer and field hockey teams have already played here, but football really brings the buzz.
Education is critically important, but this also builds a sense of community. It's all around academics, but it's the whole town, the whole community. And one of the things out here at Hilton, so many of the people that teach here, kids that graduate from here stay here too. So this is just a great night for sports, for Hilton community, and for everybody involved. It's awesome.
Awesome was a word to describe the football game, too. We'll return to Hilton later, but coming up next, we go to Greece, where Dionna Zupparo is back in the pool. Dan Fetes joins us next when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues. Welcome back to the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Time now for a look at our honor roll of high school athletes. At number 3 this week, we have Victor's Aaron Norton, who won the Monroe County Diving Championships, outdistancing longtime rival Maddie Schaefer. Number 2, this kid is amazing. Toy Hakizumana led the World of Inquiry boys soccer team to a 12-1-2 record. He got 2 goals against Webster Christian, and Hakizumana is just an 8th grader. At number 1, we have Taj Edie of Spencerport. We told the story of how his family was burned out of their home this summer. Well, Taj had a great fall, leading the Rangers football team with 260 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns and a win over Fairport. Which brings us to Greece, where Dionna Zupparo made it to senior night, which is quite an accomplishment, all things considered. Here's Dan Fetes.
Life is fragile. It's a cliche said by many, but only truly understood by few. Dionna Zupparo is one of those few. She was a freshman 3 years ago, getting ready to swim at a sectional meet in Webster when something went horribly wrong.
Worst meet I ever coached. I remember the warm-up and somebody came to me and said, Dionna's not feeling well. So I went over to her, she was standing there, and then she just kind of fell in my arms. So I caught her and I lowered her to the floor. And just by the reactions of her body and how it was moving, I knew it was serious.
At the age of just 14, Dionna's life had changed in an instant. The 4.25 GPA student, four-sport athlete, dancer, and cello player suddenly couldn't speak, walk, read, write, and had no use of her right arm or leg.
What do you remember about November 2nd, 2011?
Well, in the pool, get out, and massive stroke.
For her parents, it was a nightmare.
We saw people in the emergency room working on her. When we walked in, I looked at her and I said, "Daddy's here," and she just looked right through me, and it was probably one of the scariest nights that I've ever lived.
2 months in the hospital, 3 expensive trips to the University of Alabama Taub Clinic, and 4 surgeries. The Zupparo family couldn't thank the community enough, and for the support of the Dollars for Dionna GoFund.
Dionna has been very courageous, she's been resilient, she's a hard worker, and thanks to the support of the community all around us and God's healing hand, she's come a long way.
It's been a long journey, one longer than the length of a swimming pool. And for Dionna, just by stepping on the starting block, it means a lot more to her than any other swimmer here.
It's certainly a special night, to see her work so hard to get back here, and knowing how good she was at the time when she had the accident, and see her come here and knowing that she's still going to make it. She's going to make that 50s. She's going to make the 50 in the individual event. She's just got a great attitude, and it's awesome to see her here.
And in lane 1, Dionna Zupparo.
I'm very excited for her, and she deserves this opportunity and supportive of her. I'm just thrilled to be here and share this moment with her.
Where she finished in the race wasn't going to be as important as how she finished her senior night.
In your best words, describe this moment. What's it been like all day?
Nervous, basically. Oh my God, nervous.
Dionna finished both races. But her story isn't over. She now wants to be an inspiration and spread her experiences that life isn't over after a stroke.
Hi, it's Dionna Zupparo and my stroke story. 2 strokes, fibers everywhere. Not about knocked down, getting back up, what matters.
It means the world to us. I mean, it's so exciting to see your child. Well, we saw her grow up once, but now we're like watching her grow up again. And it's very exciting to see every accomplishment she does.
As a true comeback story. Now, Dionna and the Zupparo family are looking forward to going back to the Taub Clinic for a 4th time. To help get the family back to Alabama, you can donate to the website seen here.
All righty, nice job. Coming up, our high school football plays of the week, and later on, our high school football game of the week, when the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat continues. We are back. Thanks for joining us for the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Time now for our High School Plays of the Week, brought to you in glorious HD by our friends at Varsity Media. Here are our top 5. Here they are, the Sports Beat Football Plays of the Week, top 5. And we begin with Brockport playing at Arcadia. This is a Brockport play. Josh Michaels, the quarterback. Carlton Ekior on the receiving end. Play good for 61 yards. Michaels threw for 261, and Brockport beat Arcadia 42-0. The number 4, chance to look at a City League game. It's kind of nice. Leadership playing at East High School, and the opening kickoff going to Leadership. And this is Breon Johnson right up the middle. I think there was a blown assignment in there somewhere. That's 85 yards and a return for a touchdown on the opening kickoff. Nice job, Leadership. At number 3, we have Edison playing at Penfield. And for Penfield, Brian McCandles goes into the line. Wait for it. Really, why are we showing you that play? That's why. Because he breaks loose, escapes that huddle, and runs 62 yards with a fumble recovery for a touchdown. Penfield a 34-6 winner. Very unusual play. U-Prep at Webster Thomas. For Webster Thomas, Stone Malika with the interception and 50 yards for a touchdown. He had 2 INTs on the day. And Thomas a 34-6 winner. Thomas had a good football season. These are, of course, the last games of the regular season. And at number 1, we have Churchville playing at unbeaten Eastridge. Javon Hampton to C.J. Turner. Watch the hesitation move to free himself here. That was great. Eastridge finishes the regular season undefeated 56-26. It's a big week for Section 5 tournament action. Pick a sport, pick a game, and go. Here is our Section 5 calendar for the week. There's tournament action in virtually every sport. Come the weekend, Victor hosts the Section 5 cross-country meet on Saturday. Races begin at 10:30 with the larger classes running at 1:30. In football, it's semifinal week, and the teams move into Salem Stadium for them. The A games are Friday night at 5 and 8. The Class AA semifinals are Saturday with kickoffs at 1 and at 4 o'clock. That's the Section 5 calendar. Coming up, a 91-point football game when the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat continues. Welcome back, and thanks for joining us with the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. The Hilton Homecoming Parade led us to the football field, where the Cadets and the Webster Schroeder Warriors played a game worthy of all the fanfare. It is our all-sports high school game of the week. Webster Schroeder has flown a bit under the Section 5 radar this year. After a one-sided season-opening loss to Pittsburgh, the Warriors were pretty much dismissed as a title contender. 4 wins in the next 5 games later, including a defining victory over previously unbeaten Rush Henrietta in Week 5, changed all that.
It gets people believing a little bit more. It gets them a little bit more hyped up to play, a little bit more ready. Things are a little bit more fun in practice, so the reward of winning is really good.
Hilton, on the other hand, struggled to reach this, their only home game of the year thanks to the new field construction, with a 3-3 record in a tightly packed section race that would wind up keeping a 4-3 team out of the tournament. The Cadets needed this one.
If we win, we're in. If we lose, we're most likely we're out, I believe. So we have to win the game, and yeah, the seasons fly by. We tell the kids all the time, take advantage of it. They fly by, as you can see. So we're looking forward to playing tonight.
This promised to be an exciting game, given that neither was nearly as adept at stopping opponents as scoring themselves. And that theme certainly held up. Hilton coach Rich Lapani was aggressive and on Hilton's first possession, gambled on 4th and 1 on his side of the 50. Dylan Philman was stopped by Austin Aquiga, and the Cadets turned it over on downs at their own 36. Just 2 plays later, the Warriors are on the board. Brett Segala passing 34 yards to Will Blake for the touchdown. Schroeder came up with another big defensive play on Hilton's next possession when Blake made a one-handed interception to give the Warriors the ball at the Hilton 30.
I don't know, I just saw the ball go up and the guy had me beat, but just put my hand up and made a play.
Pretty spectacular play. I mean, you know when you make a play like that, like, oh my God, this is ESPN Sports Center highlight material.
No, one thing Coach Watt has us do, he makes this spectacular plays look like it's nothing normal. So it's stuff we practice, and during practice we do one-hand catches. So when it happens, I'm kind of used to it. It's what we do.
That led to another Segella to Blake touchdown and another acrobatic catch. Webster Schroeder was up 14-0 just 4 minutes into the game, and it looked like a blowout.
They tried to play us man coverage, and we felt like we could just attack them through the air, and we definitely made some plays through the air, and it was a great game, and it was definitely on tonight.
Someone forgot to inform Hilton that the game was over at that point. The Cadets settled in with a 14-play drive. Sophomore quarterback Jonathan Letta, just installed, ran for 14 to the Schroeder 35. Philman punched it in, capping a 7.5-minute drive, all runs, to make it 14-7.
And it's Hilton football for you. I mean, that's what we do. We run the ball, we grind. I mean, the offensive line pounds down every play. I mean, it's got a wear and tear on them, but every time they're beating somebody up, and that's what we do.
Webster went 3 and out. Punting for the only time in the game, Hilton went back to work on offense. Letta, after a great fake, kept the ball and picked up 31 yards. The 74-yard drive was capped on a 4th-and-1 run by Philman, who else, to tie the game with 5:54 to go in the second quarter. Plenty of time for the fast-striking Warrior attack. Segella continued to fire the ball, but found a new best friend in Brandon Gartland, who made 3 big catches in a 72-yard response. 15 yards to the Hilton 41, and 15 more to the Cadet 10. Gartland caught 9 passes for 130 yards. How cool is it to be part of a tandem that's that talented with a quarterback that can get it to you anywhere?
It's really cool, to be honest. They're great guys too, Will and Brett, and they're my good friends too. So it's gonna be pretty sad when they're gone.
Aquiga, who made the big 4th down stop earlier, scored from 5 yards out to put Webster back on top, 21-14. With just 2:41 left at halftime, Hilton would have to pass the ball to make anything of its final possession. Latta found Reed Metzger for 30 yards down to the Schroeder 12 with 1:02 to go. 3 plays later, with just 27 seconds left, it was Latta to Justin Resegi for the touchdown. A wild first half ended with the teams locked in a 21-21 tie. The first 4 possessions of the second half produced touchdowns as these teams put points up at a dizzying pace. Schroeder had the ball first and set up Austin's second touchdown to make it 28-21 Warriors. Hilton answered with a 69-yard drive that ended in another Latta to Resegi touchdown from 20 to tie it. Then it was Segella to Gartland for 27 yards and a touchdown, capping an 80-yard drive for Webster, 35-28 Schroeder, and there were still 4 minutes left in the third quarter. The string of touchdowns appeared to end with Hilton facing a 3rd and 22. But Latta hooked up with Resegi again for a 39-yard drive-saving play. Philman found the end zone again on the second play of the fourth quarter to tie it 35-35. It was Webster's turn with the ball again, but this time the Hilton defense made a play, a very big play. Resegi with an interception and a long 51-yard return all the way down to the Schroeder 27. Philman scored his 5th touchdown of the game to give the Cadets their first lead, 42-35, with 7:05 left in the game. Plenty of time still for Schroeder, but once again with the game on the line, Hilton's defense made the big play. Another interception, this time by Metzger at the line. The Cadets had the ball back. And consider this, Hilton scored touchdowns on their final 7 possessions of this game. 7. Latta carried it in to ice it. Webster scored another late touchdown, but the final stood 49-42 Hilton, with both teams headed to the postseason.
It was awesome. You know, it's my senior year, and if we lose, we don't go to sectionals. We play in the Connors and Ferris Bowl, so we really wanted to win it, go to sectionals my senior year, and it was awesome. Homecoming, there were so many fans here. Great win.
A big thank you to our partners at the dealerships at the Vision Automotive Group. They make the high school sports beat possible, as do you. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.